Hey everybody, Todd Bishop here of cruiseshipdrummer.com. Just playing a couple little fairly recent pages from the site today. They are, if you want to, well, you can see them on the screen, but if you want to look them up, they're paradiddle-diddle phrases, number 1, paradiddle-a, paradiddle-diddle-a phrases, and 8-stroke rolls, which is from today. And yeah, I'll play through these. And today I'm using not my ordinary sticks. I've been using some Vader 7A's Manhattans as my snare drum sticks for quite a while here, but today I'm using some by La Backbeat, the MW635C2. MW635C2, which is a, it's sort of a Vic Firth General clone made out of hickory, but it's a light grade of hickory, so they're, actually they kind of look like maple. But anyway, they're lightweight sticks, and they play a lot like the Vic Firth SD1 General, which is always the classic snare drum stick, which I haven't been using on snare drum for a long time. So these are heavier than my normal sticks, but they seem to be working just fine for me this morning. I've already warmed up a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is this page, Paradiddle-diddle phrases, which is pretty straightforward. It's all paradiddle-diddles with, let's see, a couple of minor variations, but mostly going through some different rhythms and putting them together, putting those different rhythms together in one measure. So let's just start with number 1 here. And let's see, what's a good tempo today? Let's be nice and relaxed. I'm self-conscious about pointing out how how unhappy I am with my hands, or self-conscious about making any mistakes, since we're on camera here and you're watching and stuff. Normally I don't worry about that because I'm a player. I play drum set. It's a very forgiving instrument of mistakes, those that easily turn into improvisation. But where you're trying to demonstrate something faithfully, and you make a mistake with it, well, that feels wrong. But whatever. Let's do we'll do 100 beats a minute here. Number 1, you can see it's written in 16th notes in 3/4, and I'm going to do all these right-handed. I do practice them left-handed. I'll do a few of them left-handed just to show I can do it. But my left-handed paradiddle-diddles are not as good as my right, I don't think. At least they're not as, they don't move as naturally, because I've done about 1 billion right-handed paradiddle-diddles. I've done maybe 1 million left-handed ones. So here we go. Left-handed. This is a good time to point out too is that I am a left-handed person. I'm a right-handed drummer always. So I still have to think about my left hand. There is no dominant hand or weak hand. That is trained into your hands by all the music you do. The natural advantage of one hand or the other is vanishingly small compared to the amount of actual playing you do on this instrument, acquiring skill. So, this is supposed to be my strong hand. It's not. It's my less differently abled hand. Let's put it that way. Let's do number 2 in 6 tuplets. left-handed. Just a little less certain. Next one is in 5/8 time. I'm going to double the rate here. These are eighth notes now. Number 3 in 5/8. No problem. We'll back it down to 100 quarter notes for the next one, number 4. And 5, which just has the 16th triplets move to the middle of the measure. Same thing though otherwise. And 6. And next one we've got some 30-second notes. I may slow it down. Let me see if I can. It'll be blazing at this speed. Okay. Let's go a little bit slower just so you can hear what's going on. That's another point of doctrine with me, is that there is a natural speed limit on things. At that very fast speed, that's really just a roll. It's a textured roll. I may as well play a 7-stroke roll there practically. But I chose to do this pattern, so it's just it's vanity speed at a certain point. It just sounds like a long tone. There's no great reason to. The only reason to do that is to have facility to do things at slower speeds, hopefully, accurately. To have headroom, as they say. I don't know how much I believe in that principle, but it's some do. Also, you know, if you're playing very fast tempos, you want to be able to play finer gradations within that. So, you know, playing 30-second note paradiddle-diddles at 100 beats a minute means you're conversant playing eighth notes at, how does that work? 16th notes at 200, or eighth notes at 400 if you're into your really insanely blazing jazz tempos. So that's whatever. Let's keep moving. Number 8. All right, let's do 9 one time. And repeating. And 10. And 11. 14. And 14 is a little funny for me. We'll see if it sits right today. That's it. It's a 9/16 note length phrase repeated 3 times over 3 measures of 3/4 time. Let me play that line 1 time. 3. And there's no great significance to working out that kind of phrase. We're just learning to lay these ordinary rudiments over a pulse in some different ways. That's all we want to do with this. The combinations themselves, the type of, the phrases don't matter themselves. It's just facility and being able to lay stuff over a click, which both makes it more useful for your playing, but also makes it stronger structurally within itself. Because it's it's the different notes of the pattern are laying with the click, so they have to be able to lay right with it strongly. So it just helps structure your hands playing the patterns. Let's move on to this next page of a 5-note pattern I've chosen to call Paradiddle-a. However you want to say it. This stuff is all made up, I mean, there's some guys who just, they had their favorite pattern and they gave it a dumb name. I was reading in Stone's Technique of Percussion today, talking about the flammapoo, which is what some people were calling a flam tap in the 1900s. And for some reason, they didn't want to go on calling it flammapoo, so they dropped that and it became a flam tap. I think that was a well chosen. That was a good move on their part. So anyway, Paradiddle-a, 5 notes, paradiddle with an extra note. Paradiddle-a is what we're going to do here. Sound off in the chat if you hate me for inventing that word. Let's see here. So let's do this at I think 140. Quarter note equals 140. So number 1, and I'll still do these in just right-handed mostly. These do not sit that comfortably under my hands. I think anything with a 5-note pulsation or 5-note grouping is just naturally unnatural. They just don't sit that well. For me anyway. Let's do number 1. Number 2 and number 3 just start on a different note of the pattern. It's an inversion of the overall thing. Number 2. Oh. Next one, number 3. quintuplet form. I don't think I can do them this fast. I'll do it just because, just to show you. Not very controlled, not very good sounding. Let's back it down to... There we go, number 5. And 6. What's happening here? Double that for the 5/8. These are 1/8 notes. Yeah, it flakes out after a few measures of that. Let's try it one more time. Okay, back it down. These are all 16ths. Let's do them at 120. And 8, 9, and 10 here all have a single paradiddle-diddle, and then two of the paradiddle-a. Working on the pronunciation of it. Paradiddle-a, paradiddle-a, paradiddle-a. I don't know. Anyway, 2 of those and 1 paradiddle-diddle. Let's do it. Let's see if I can do the others. The other ones don't sit as well for me. Let's try it. Nope. One more shot. And now with the paradiddle-diddle in the middle. Five, 4 is 11 is just the pattern 4 times in 5/4. And what do we have next? One of them plus, oh I see, plus a double paradiddle-a. So it's got a regular one, right, left, left, then right, left, left, right, left. And my double paradiddles kind of suck, so my double paradiddle-a probably won't be that great either. Try again. One more shot. Yep, that's too fast for me. That's a funny pattern. And with the order reversed. Double paradiddle-a first. Alright, so into 30-second note land again. Let's see if I can do this one. Well, let's just get the beat with the 30-second notes first. That's too fast for that. Too fast for me to do that. I need to practice this page more. The more astute of you are catching that I'm putting an extra beat of rest in there just to recover. And I think you can do that with anything hard. Just put a stop at the end, add a quarter note at the end, do it one time and stop, and then get it repeating. Let's go on. I'm going to back it down slower because I don't sound that good with these. Let me do 14 again at this speed. And 15, one time. That's it repeating. Let's double this 80 beats a minute for this next one in 5/8, number 16. And then in 7/8. I phrased this measure, I think, all wrong. I put normally 7/8 would be phrased 2 plus 2 plus 3, maybe 3 plus 2 plus 2. I did it 2 plus 3 plus 2, which I've never heard any music phrased that way, and I'm not comfortable phrasing it that way. So I'm actually going to start on the last beat. I'm going to start with the quintuplet, put that on the 1, and phrase it 2 plus 2 plus 3 in my mind. So let me try that one time, starting on the 3rd beat of the 7, the quintuplet. Let's see if I can do that from the get-go. That's it, roughly. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's see if I can do it repeating. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's close. The timing of it's a little bit, I'm a little bit squishy on my quintuplet, but the timing of the accents is so strange. It doesn't really. It's hard to tell if you're on it with this or not. But my quintuplets weren't great that time. Let's see if I can make them better. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. One more time. Those were better. 2, 1, 2, 3. All right. Last thing, let's do it at 120. Last thing on this page, we'll go through one more page after this. So here's the unnumbered thing at the bottom of the page. Eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths. We could do that pyramid style too and do another measure of triplets at the end. Let's do it like that a couple of times. Possibility, no big deal. Good. Let's look at the 8-stroke roll page, which is just posted today, and I'm going to turn this off for a second. You may say, I've never heard of an 8-stroke roll, Todd Bishop, and neither have I until I was reading in Stone, George Lawrence Stone's Technique of Percussion. It's a book of his columns in International Musician Trade Paper from the 40s through the 60s, early 60s, and ton of stuff in there, minutia about just the world of drumming in kind of a dark period, as far as, you know, materials and just the development of it's a little bit obscure, especially because he was around in the earlier part of the century, so he knows all the stuff that was leading up from the end of the 1800s through when he died in the 60s, about when I was born, about 1967. So there's a lot of information in there about drumming as it developed in the early 20th century, and the remarkable thing is how undifferent it is from now. The conversations are all the same. It's all about how to interpret snare drum music and what's the correct way to play things, and it's all the same stuff that people were concerned with. It's kind of interesting. But he mentions an 8-stroke roll, which he had only ever seen in 19th century in the 19th century drumming books, rudimental military drumming books. Didn't find even there much application for it. They didn't do anything with it. They just mentioned it, and then it's in 20th century. It's totally forgotten. And it's kind of an obvious thing, though, because all it is, it's like a 6-stroke roll, the familiar has 2 taps, 2 accented notes, and then 2 diddles, 2 doubles. And this just has 3 doubles and 2 accents. And the preferred structure now for modern playing is to have an accent at the end, at the beginning, accent at the end. So a 6-stroke roll would usually, as a drumming vocabulary, it will be often played this way. I'll do it in a roll timing. It's often played in a rhythm timing, continuous rhythm, 6 tuplets. So really heavily exploited rudiment by everyone ever in drumming, especially the YouTube people get a lot of mileage out of that one, and a lot of the fusion guys. It turns up in fusion drumming a lot. Steve Gadd and Dave Weckl and everybody else. It's just it's cool sounding, and it's easy to play and easy to sound smoking with it. So this is a similar thing. The disadvantage of it is just doesn't sit that well in a lot of rhythm timings. So you can see why they never adopted it much. But if you look at the first one, number 1 up there, actually it sits really easily. It's just, when in an even timing like that, it's just 8 notes and, accent at the beginning and the end and some doubles in the middle. So it's a very normal, very normal structure. But putting it anywhere else in rhythm is a little bit tough. Which is okay. I mean, what do people do with a triple paradiddle? It's the same thing. It's 8 notes. There's not much tremendous, application for that beyond 8 notes of stuff. So, or 2 beats, 2 16th notes, whatever, 1 beat of 32nd notes. It's just not that, it's not that useful of a thing. So I guess this is as useful as a triple paradiddle, at least. So let's play through, and you can hear what's going on with it. I don't think I set myself up with anything. The very last thing on the page is kind of messed up, but I'll explain that. So here's number 1, just in 8th notes. And there will be a difference between these with any kind of, as we get into these rudimental rolls, we can do them in normal roll timing, which is going to have the accents on a longer rhythm value than the roll itself. So like if you're playing a 6-stroke roll like I was, those 2 accents are 16th notes. The roll itself are 32nd notes. So we have a choice of doing that type of thing, or putting it in an even timing, which is what the 6-tuplet form of that does. The accents and the notes, the doubles themselves are all the same value. They're all the same length. So that's 2 of the possibilities here, and I'm just saw how many things I could do with this one pattern in one page that make any sense at all. So let's do this thing. Number 1. Pretty straightforward. Let's do 2. I may slow it down just so you can hear better, but I'll play it at this speed now. And as triplets, even timing. And this is where it starts getting funny. Sorry. I messed that up. So it does, the sticking does switch hands the second time through. It'll lead with the left. That was me bailing on it involuntarily. You get the picture, though. It's kind of funny. And I wrote this page, finished this page this morning, and I'm just playing it now for you today. I did warm up with it a little bit before. Let's do it one more time. A little better. For the next one, let's back it down because we're doing rolls on quintuplets. Let me give you the structure of it first. So I'll play the accented quintuplets and then put the rolls on. And that could have been a form that these things turned up too. There was a lot of squishing rolls, as I say in the post about this. I think they did a lot of squishing rolls into spaces that they wouldn't normally fit. A lot more kind of natural form tuplets happening in old rudimental drumming, just because they were playing a certain note and fitting it in the space of one step, one beat. So. There you go. That seems a likely form for these things, you know, back then. Next thing is just inverting it and actually putting the accents at the beginning, and then it becomes a paradiddle-diddle, diddle. Paradiddle-diddle, diddle. Whatever. Actually, speed it back up here. Now I'll just do it as 16th notes. Real obvious in that form and in number one, but elsewhere we'll see it'll be funny here. Let's do 6 rolls, triplets. Again, weird. Again, that one also turns around every time through. Second time through, it leads with the left. These next ones, on the first one, I've just fitted as 32nd note rolls with 16th note accents into one measure of 5 4 times. So it's 4 times through the rudiment in one measure of 5. So. And then 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Those are all just taking part of that and putting it in 4 4. So just to see how that fits as this type of roll, this pulsation of roll into 4 4 or 2 measures of 2 4. So here we go. 2, 3, 4. part of the reason to do this much stuff. You know, I write a lot of materials, I play through a lot of materials. Part of the reason to do that is just to find your little spots where it gets weird. Like, there's no good reason for that one to be weird for me where 8 isn't. It's just, you know, that's just what happens. You know, you can't play everything, so some things are gonna sit funny for you. So you just play through a lot of stuff to have your hands have done it once. So just to have fewer little blind spots where everything falls apart on you or gets flaky like that one did. Let's go to 10. Here we go. And 11. And again. And 12. I didn't mess that up. Let's do it again. Okay. So, number 13, 30-second notes. Let's see if this thing falls for me at this speed, just the 30-second notes alone. And this will turn around as well, so I guess I can do that. And then 14 it's the same thing, but with a triple paradiddle in the first 2 beats. So this will not turn around each measure. And left-handed. Why it just flakes out like that. Your hands just sometimes die on you. When something's weird, they just kind of go, nope, forget it. F it. I'm out. Try again. And the last thing. Again, this is a form, it's really similar to line 4 there with the quintuplets. And again, a likely form for these things, I think. Although I should have inverted this differently. I should have put the accents on the 1E and the triplet portion on the and. That was really dumb. Instead, I put it in the middle of the beat. Because I wanted to have it in this form we see here, in that 6-stroke roll type form. I mean, let's see if I can just get that from the you know, just by grokking it. Almost. And I'm just going, I'm trying to get the accents in that 16th note timing is all, to make that work. I'm not precisely starting a 16th triplet on the E of a beat. I don't have that worked out. So here we go. Not bad. It'd be easy to slide into a quintuplet timing, and you know, there's not many situations in life where that's a critical distinction. So what the hell? We're just training it. We're making the attempt to fine tune our timing overall. This particular issue, there is no issue. You know, this is all just facility. But we will polish things just to be learning to polish and put a fine point on everything. That's the whole idea. But how I should have written this was with the accents on the 1E and the roll on the and of the beat. That would be easier to get the timing, and now put the rolls on it. Try again. And now I'll try it in this timing. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna 16th notes. I can't tell if that's right, but I'm not going to mess with it. So there you go. But that's the way you can, you know, practice that a little bit, and you'll be doing it better than me. So that's it, I think, for today with this. I'll stream this on. I'll put this up on YouTube as well. I think this is a reasonably informative video. At least somebody can hear me playing these exercises a little bit. Hopefully the chit chat is worthwhile. I don't know. I'm working on it. I came into this blog project not really writing anything, not being a writer. Put no premium whatsoever on verbal knowledge about the drums. Everything I started writing the site just to figure out what I even knew, you know. So you figure that out by writing it. And now I'm kind of, you know, also learning how to even speak about it. So because it was never a thing. It was always the music, the drums, and this aspect of it, this verbal aspect, I never wanted anything to do with it. So so you're watching me learn how to do that through the site, and through this you'll be watching me learn how to write and speak and share stuff I know that I didn't even know I knew, actually. Anyway, visit me at cruiseshipdrummer.com. Hope you, if you were watching the stream or watching it at a later date, you enjoy it. And I'll see you on the site.